So in today's video, I'm going to be repairing my Fatsharks. After testing it and realizing that I had video on one of my other receivers, but not the real ACC receiver installed in my Fatsharks. The video was breaking up and in the goggles, but was not showing up on the monitor that I had on the same channel. So I popped in my old Next Wave 5.8 receiver and had solid video, whereas the real ACC would start to fade out after about 5 to 10 seconds and then eventually come back only to fade out again. So today I'm going to install the TBS Fusion in my Fatsharks. I've had the Fatsharks for a couple years now. They've been really good to me, so I'm trying not to mess these up. But apparently I have to take my handy dandy soldering iron and put a hole through it so I can pass a ribbon cable through the face of the goggles, and then I won't have to take them apart. Start by taking out the old module. You can see the pins inside. I need to put a hole right in this corner with my soldering iron. That way I can run the ribbon cable across the front and into this other bay. So the ribbon cable is going to pass all the way through and then come out here, and the little tiny board is going to plug in right there where my fingernail is. So I need to flip this black tab up so that I can insert the ribbon cable into the terminal. So I just use my thumbnail. Be careful not to break it off. And here's the ribbon cable wound around. So this is what we're going to be installing next. We only need one at the time, so we'll set this one aside. First I want to just double check I made the hole large enough. Okay, looks like it fits. Turn off the soldering iron. So next I have a thin metal rod. I'm going to tape the ribbon cable to the thin metal rod and then pass it through. So before I try the wire, I'm going to pass it through the hole by hand, see if I can get it through. Not wire, ribbon cable. Now I'm flossing this zombie through his ears. Next, we're going to install the board onto the end of the ribbon cable. So it's pretty tiny. So the blue tape is there to give it some rigidity so it helps press in. And you're going to flip the tab back down. Slight. And we're going to put the module in on the other side. Notice external power. Flip that up. Okay, so here's the bottom side of the ribbon cable. So I'm going to flip this over. Tricky little bastard. Semi-difficult. Press the tab back down. You can give it a slight little tug and see if it actually seems like it's in. You get your module, ribbon cable through the side, through the front, and out the other side. Go ahead and put this in, line up your pins, push in on this board, make sure it's completely seated, put your cover back on. So to install this, I'm going to make sure that the words front are facing out. towards the front of the Fatsharks. So take a pair of tweezers. Line the pins up. See, I'm engaged. Fully seated in there. Remember the words front facing out. Just make sure it clears when the door is back on. And then we take our door, make sure the cable's out of the way. Find it's easier to start at the front like that, line it up, and then just press in. And we are finished. Put this 90 on here. I'll remove my old antenna. Throw this away. Actually, I might need that still. I think I need that 45. Patch antenna. Yep, need the 45. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in the drone. It's been taken apart. This ribbon cable out of here. So I'm going to put the goggle battery back in the strap. Got a LiPo. And I got my monitor to double check my feed. Go ahead and plug in the goggles first. Hopefully no smoke. And it powered up. I'm going to go ahead and power up my drone and see what's going on here. And don't forget, this is also a transmitter, not just an RX, so make sure you have antennas screwed in when you're testing this or using this in general. I have video here. Check my goggles. So I have snow in the goggles, so I need to change my frequency. Okay, so as I'm going through, I notice that it's spiking on the sides here. And if I look at my goggles, there's my video. There you go. That's how you install the TBS Fusion. I'll be updating the firmware next and then testing it out and making sure I'm good to go before I fly any more long-range missions or chasing after my friends with faulty equipment.